How should I let my family know I am not financially capable to provide for them? Too long did not read. My family expects me to pay for the rent and living costs and my brother's college tuition fees, but I cannot afford it. I'm from a single-parent household, a mother, a brother entering high school and 2 grandparents. I'm 17 and I'm gonna be a fresher in an UK university in 2022 fall. I currently have 2 low-paid part-time informal jobs because most higher-paid full-time jobs do not hire people under 18. And #X200B. My mother refuses to work because she thinks having to work to afford her lifestyle is disgracing. Our money pretty much comes from my grandparents' retirement pension and the family savings from selling my grandparents' house. We can no longer afford to live in the apartment we currently live in and we have to move to a cheaper place. My brother and mother refuse to live at any place other than the city center. We could get a decent apartment for a much cheaper price at somewhere near his school, but he insists to live in a horrible place in the city center with everything overpriced. Whenever I try to suggest otherwise, my mother accuses me of being selfish, saying why should they give up this lifestyle and that I'm only suggesting them this because I don't have to suffer from the inconvenience of living in a less central area. She expects me to cover the rent that they can't for at least 3 years and their living costs. And #X200B. More, my brother wants to go to the US in 3 years and study films, namely NYU, which is a really expensive school. My mother insists that I should pay for his tuition fees since she used some of the family savings on my tuition fees. And #X200B. The thing is, I'm only using 1/6 of the savings and I'm making loans for the rest of the fees. I can probably support myself right after I'm 18 by loans and working a ton, but there is no way for me to come up with enough money for the whole family. My mother convinced my grandparents and my brother that once I'm 18, I'll be able to provide for them and let them have a nice life. And #X200B. I really don't know how I could let them accept the fact that I cannot make that much money in only 3 years and persuade them to find other ways of supporting themselves. Oh, and by the way, I cannot fall into an argument with my mother because she tried stabbing me with a knife the last time we had a fight, and she also threatens me that she'll refuse to pay for my tuition fees if I enrage her. And #X200B. And if this is of any relevance, I'm from a Chinese household. NYU is incredibly expensive. So is living in NYC. Just because your brother wants to go there, it's not your problem to make it happen. You are 17 years old. Your own life is ahead of you. Please don't agree to do this. It's not fair to you. Oh goodness me. The violence and cultural stuff with being Chinese is a mess. Because the answer is, when you go to uni, you block her and brother and start living your life, but I'm aware that won't be as easy as I make it sound and I'm very sorry for you. They are not your responsibility. You are your responsibility. Once you save up some money, keep it private. Move out immediately and live free as you were born to do so. People make decisions for their own life. It's time you do the same. Your mom sounds like a POS. Feel bad for you. Pack your shit and get out. You'll have a better life. So your mother thinks working is beneath her, but it's not beneath you. For you, sure. Support yourself plus several others including her. Unbelievable. Oh, and by the way, I cannot fall into an argument with my mother because she tried stabbing me with a knife the last time we had a fight. WTF. Take your stuff and run from that house op. This is a very weird post. It doesn't read like you are British at all. What happened to your dad op? The reason I ask is that your mom is treating you like you are the father, the breadwinner, the provider. This is absolute nonsense. You're so young and her child. I understand providing for your family and I think you will grow to become a great man judging by your efforts. However, your mother has abandoned her responsibility to help you achieve your potential, instead she is an anchor. It wasn't till I was in my mid-20s that I could do anything for my mum. I am as big on family as possible, but if it's true she's threatened you with violence, you need to cut her off or let her help, your choice.